What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D. We got to talk about these ATL Water boys. This first came across my plate a few days ago, and I meant to jump on it, but I'm glad that I didn't because there's kind of been some new developments with it. So, ATL Water boys. You got boys that stand on the side of the street offering to buy or offering to sell you some of their water. And I've seen stories about this, a lot of negative ones. They say that people be super aggressive, they mean. Oftentimes it seems like it's women who be talking about them. Like they don't seem to really interact with men this way. They seem to really be like overly aggressive when it comes to females. And I mean, a lot of times people won't deal with them because of their behavior. You know, I get it because we have some of those here in Detroit. I don't really deal with them. It's very rare. And if I am going to deal with them, I already got cash on hand. I'm not handing nobody a larger bill expecting change or nothing like that. If I don't have exact change, no deal. We can't do no business. But, I mean, that just is what it is, man. You got young boys out here trying to make a couple dollars. A woman made a good point saying that they need direction, they need guidance and whatnot. When they're out there on that corner, they away from that, and I do feel that. I mean, it's looks like a job for daddies, man. Like, shout out to the fathers out there that's teaching they boys how to be pillars of their community, respectable young men, and then one day become like good men and good fathers. You have this one woman who, according to her, she got stopped by a water boy. She wanted to help him out. She didn't have no cash, so they was like, we'll do Cash App. So she hands over her phone, which a lot of people are wondering why the hell she did that. She hands over her phone. The $2 that he was supposed to get, he changed it to $1,100. So she makes some video crying about this, saying how she just lost her job and all that sort of stuff. And she made a GoFundMe. Some people felt bad for her. They were making videos, bless her, and it's terrible that happened to her. Other people were critical, like, listen, if you from the area, how do you not know about them? Like, how'd you fall for this? And then there's this one auntie, she made a video saying she don't buy the story. She said, first off, if you in the area, you should know about these boys already. You shouldn't roll down your window, and you should make sure your doors are locked. She said also a thing that was sus to her was she said she handed her phone over to them, and they had time to put in they email, they Cash App thing, and then change it to $1,100 from the $2. She like, that's way too long for you to be having my phone in your hand. And to be quite honest with y'all, that's the first thing I thought when I first heard this story. When I was gonna make a video about it originally, that was one of the first things that I was gonna say. Like, why would you give a total stranger your phone with free access to type in whatever the hell they want into your Cash App? And then why would you not be monitoring that to make sure you seeing what they typing in? You're just being a little too gullible, too trusting, too careless. So the woman's like, she ain't buying this. Then she said when she showed the Cash App transactions, it showed the money was sent, but she had the name blurred out. She like, why would you do that? Why would you protect the boys who robbed you or whatever? Look, auntie was cooking. She said, y'all can come for me if y'all want to. I don't care. It's just looking too sus to me. She also mentioned how she showed the police, but never showed herself talking to police. It was just like a police car, but never showed her actually talking to the police. So basically, auntie like, I'm not convinced. This story sounds too sus. The receipts that you provided were not sufficient. It's just too many holes in it. How are you from this area and you don't know any better? Here go my thing. If you just lost your job, you ain't got time to be doing no charity work. I'm sorry. You ain't got time to be feeling sorry for anybody. Oh, let me just help them out and all that sort of stuff. No, you just don't have time for that. Charity starts at home. If you don't have a job, you just got laid off, you are effectively broke unless you have some sort of big emergency savings. And if that were the case, you wouldn't be on the internet crying over $1,100. So I'm assuming that she didn't have some big emergency fund. So people are saying that this is a really good story. Oh, I'm not going in, but thank you. People are saying that this is a really good story, but it's just too many coincidences in it that lead to her being like gullible and getting taken advantage of like this. This one woman was like, listen, it's you tourists that be messing it up because y'all be setting yourselves up to end up in situations where you get scammed. She also mentioned that ain't no way that somebody that's from around here should ever have got caught like this. And to my understanding, that woman is from around there. So I don't know. It is starting to sound like there is a bit of deception here. People are saying that this woman came up with the story simply because the whole water boy thing is a well-known thing around the area. The story of people getting scammed by it. Because people who heard her story felt bad for her, and many of them have shared their experiences. So this is a well-known thing. But it started to seem like she took what's a well-known thing and wove it into a sad story in order to create a GoFundMe for herself and manipulate people emotionally into donating to her. I would like to believe this isn't true. No, she wouldn't do that and whatnot. But to be quite honest with you, people would do that. I don't know if she's the type that would, but many people would do that. So, just, I don't know, man. I already was iffy about this woman's version of events. And that's one of the reasons why I just didn't jump on this, because I didn't want to seem like I was being basically unsympathetic, because sometimes I know that I can be kind of like in the middle of very no nonsense, and it can at times be interpreted as unsympathetic or unfeeling. And it's not that. It's just that when I hear a story, I'm a very analytical thinker. When I hear a story, I immediately like run it through my mind multiple times, and certain factors I pick out, like, why did this happen? Like, why in the world out the gate would you hand a total stranger your phone with an app open that has access to your bank information? That just sounds all types of silly to me. You hand them your phone with open access to an app with your bank information attached to it, and then you give them enough time with your phone in their hand to type in their credentials and then change the amount that you say you put in there. You say you put in $2 and they changed it to $1,100. Sure, it's plausible, but it sounds very unlikely that you could just be this level of gullible, this level of slow, this level of naive, especially when you come from the area where this is a prominent thing, this is well known. So let me know what you guys think, man. I don't want to believe that this woman is a scammer, but the stuff that I saw, the receipts that she provided, I wasn't convinced that this really happened. So I ain't going to outright say she's scamming, but I will say I am not yet convinced that her version of events is real. I'm going to leave it there, though. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.